Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. In our first story, drunk entitled mother thinks it's my responsibility to watch her kids while she continues to drink. Let's jump right in. Like millions of other people, at the beginning of the pandemic, I lost my job. Fortunately, I managed to obtain another job delivering desserts for a bakery. This particular shop was really small but had two small counters in the front window facing outside. Pre-pandemic, these counters would allow a couple of people to sit and enjoy their sweets while watching the world go by. During the pandemic, our city allowed no indoor dining, so we could have customers come in and order, but they had to leave the shop to eat elsewhere. Additionally, last fall, the city shut down the street in front of the shop to allow the numerous restaurants on the street room for outdoor dining. On slow days, I would use one of the counters to set up my laptop to try and find another job and also people watch. One particularly slow Saturday afternoon, I noticed two kids, probably 4 and 6, running amok. These kids were annoying diners and just creating a nuisance, including pulling down some promotional material we had out front. I finally located the entitled mother, who was sitting halfway down the block with someone else with several bottles of wine on the table. Finally, I had a delivery just as the very visibly intoxicated entitled mother comes into the shop with her two kids. I hop on my bike and take off. About 10 minutes later, I come back and immediately see these two kids are at the counter, and it is a complete disaster. There is ice cream all over the counter, the window, and the wall. The entitled mother is nowhere to be seen. I walk into the back and ask the shift lead why the kids are eating in the shop. He doesn't even bother to look up from his phone and shrugs his shoulders. At this point, I'm irritated because these kids are destroying the front of the shop and I will have to clean it up. I decide to go out and confront the entitled mother. "I'm sorry, but because of city ordinances, your kids cannot eat inside the shop." "Where are they supposed to eat then?" She is literally sitting at a four-top with two empty chairs. "They can eat anywhere other than inside the shop." "I'm busy right now," as she takes another very healthy drink of wine. "If you cannot get them right now, I will have to call the police. We cannot risk a fine and closure because your kids are eating inside." "Flip you." At this point, I start walking back to the shop. The entitled mother must have realized that this could end very badly for her if she doesn't get her kids and stumbles after me. At this point, all she needs to do is go into the shop, tell the kids to grab their ice cream sandwiches and leave. Or just leave the ice cream sandwiches for me to clean up. But no, she takes it to the next level. She walks in and grabs the first kid's ice cream sandwich and loudly slurs, "This butthole is making me throw away your ice cream." She then proceeds to slowly walk the 10 feet across the shop to the trash can while just glaring at me. All the while, the kid is pleading with her not to throw his ice cream away. First ice cream sandwich goes into the trash can. She then slowly walks back over to the second child, grabs his ice cream, and proceeds to keep glaring at me while she walks back to the trash can and throws it away. By now, both kids are absolutely hysterical. A potential customer walks in, sees what's happening, and promptly leaves. In one last act of defiance, the entitled mother grabs the napkin holder, throws it on the ground, and drunkenly screams at me, "Flip you! I will get you fired!" Finally, she was gone. I walked into the back to see the shift lead still firmly planted on his butt, looking at his phone. I grabbed the cleaning supplies to start cleaning up the store. I have not worked in the restaurant hospitality industry since I was in college in the late 90s, and I never remember putting up with crap like this back then. Edit. Wow, thanks so much for the awards in the comments. Never thought my story would bring so much entertainment to so many people. As for those of you asking about the shift lead, typical 18-year-old that does not like confrontation. I was the oldest person that worked in that shop, so even though I was the delivery driver, a lot of customer management responsibilities fell on my shoulders. Second edit. About the Child Protective Services issue. Honestly, in the moment, I did not even think of it. Given this happened a while ago, I was waiting until I left the company to post it, not sure it would do any good since I cannot remember the exact date. However, in the future, if I ever see this type of behavior again, I will definitely report it. Story number 2. My father's entitled ex wants my grandfather to pay for her daughter's college. First thing is you need to understand my complicated family. Before my dad met my mom, he was with another woman. We will call her entitled mother. My dad got with my mother a few months after he ended things with entitled mother. He ended it because entitled mother cheated with her boss. My dad found out after someone at work caught them in the boss's office and posted it online. Apparently that actually happens. I thought it was just a TV or movie thing. Entitled mother wasn't even sorry until she realized her boss had no interest in seeing her publicly and dumped her butt to try and repair things with his wife, who was threatening divorce. Entitled mother then came running back to my dad, who told her to go flip herself. When she found out she was pregnant with Kate, she thought she would be able to sponge her way back into my dad's life. Yes, my dad had a DNA test done. Kate is his kid. My dad had no interest in being with entitled mother, but agreed to be there for Kate and help raise her. My dad met my mother when entitled mother was 3 months pregnant, and entitled mother did everything in her power to break them up. But my mother isn't easily scared off. When entitled mother was close to giving birth, my mother found out that she was pregnant too, and that is how I came into this mess. And that's the end of the long backstory. So after spending a semester in Europe, I decided I wanted to study in London after I graduated. My mother and father were scared about me moving to another country, but were still supportive. Now, doing this was not cheap, but I was lucky to have a grandfather, my mother's father, who started a college fund for me as well as funds for my 2 younger brothers. Now, the next actions happened at my family Friday night dinner. My dad had invited my half-sister Kate. Kate asked about what I planned to do after graduation, so I told her. She then asked me how I was going to pay for that. When I told her about the college fund, she got an angry look on her face, but she didn't say anything. Well, the next day, my father got a call from Kate's mother. Kate's mother basically berated us for rubbing it in my half-sister's face that I was going to a better school. All I did was answer questions Kate asked me, not sure how that is rubbing it in her face. Was I supposed to lie? Her mother seemed to think it wasn't fair. Basically, she told my dad that my grandfather shouldn't pay for my and my brother's college expenses and not Kate's. Again, Kate is not related to this grandfather. This is my mother's father. Me and Kate only share the same father. We have different mothers. My dad told her that the money was from my mother's father and he had no control over it. This resulted in entitled mother basically demanding my grandfather's number to call him. My dad obviously refused. Then entitled mother came up with, well then OP is just going to have to share her college fund with Kate then. My dad laughed. That's obviously not going to happen. Side note, I don't want to make it seem like my father didn't love and care about Kate. He tried to be a good father to Kate, but she treated him like crap. Her mother poisoned her against my dad, so no matter how much he did for her, she was just a witch to him. By the time Kate was 18, my dad was fed up. It broke his heart the way Kate treated him. She wasn't even there the day he died because she had plans with friends to go to the beach. She is just not a good person. Entitled mother would continue this fight, trying to guilt and even threaten me into giving Kate half my college fund until I went off to college. After that, I stopped talking to Kate. I was civil with her when I visited on holiday and came home for the summer, but besides that, we didn't talk. We officially stopped speaking after my father passed away. As I said, how she reacted was disgusting. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, subscribe and make sure you click on the notifications bell so that YouTube will actually show you my videos. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.